Hey guys and gals, this is Rob from Smoking Hot Barbecue in Wellington, Colorado. Just wanted to go and make a little video. I did a little teaser yesterday about a smoker that we have that we're going to do a raffle on today and find a new home. This is a 500-gallon repurposed propane tank that has a 36-inch diameter, half-inch thick firebox on it. So it's going to draft like crazy, hold heat like crazy. I'm going to do a little video, give you a walk around to this thing, tell you a little bit about it. I'll flip this phone around and show you what we got. So I'm going to back up so you can get that whole thing in the picture. So this is your traditional 37-inch diameter propane tank. It's the longer, skinnier of the 500 gallons. So as you can see, it's on a skid, so it is designed to be put, somewhere stationary. I suppose you could put it on the back of a flatbed trailer if you wanted. That would also be an option as far as that goes. So this cooker is it's pretty cool. We use the plasma cutter and cut out all the nice bases for the legs, all the mounts. We put it on a skid so that it's got forklift pockets on it. Makes it easy to pick up and take off and move around. Super sturdy, super heavy. All the brackets are made out of 1/4 inch. As you can see, we are using the chimney scavenge method here, where we have built a chimney chute that gets us basically half of the chimney chute is above the grate and half of it is below the grate. It's 10 inches tall, and it's pretty much, as you can tell here, almost full width of the cook chamber. Our reasoning behind that is it allows us to draw air all the way down the sides of the cook chamber instead of funneling it to a central point. We think that it makes it so that the cook chamber is going to be more even, front to back, side to side. As you can tell, it's also got a removable chimney stack that's bolted on, so you could take it off if you had a situation where you needed to get it up and under something or whatever. It's got a nice domed cap on top for weather and or try not to get the sun in your eyes. So you can just lift that up and adjust it, let it do its thing. As far as that goes. So as you can tell, it's got all kinds of cool custom stuff. We did the hinges really cool. You see a lot of 500-gallon propane tanks out there that have round bar and steel tubing, where the round bar goes through the steel tubing. I feel that gives you a little bit more play than I'd like to have in a door. So we built these, cut them on our plasma table. The part that rotates, which is right here, also has a grease hole to allow you to lubricate them so they'll always stay lubed up. So that part rotates on this shaft. Really smooth door operation. Got some really nice heavy-duty handles that drop down so that when you do leave these doors up, you're not having to reach to the sky to get them, and you're not burning your wrist because you had to reach over the edge of the door either. So they're ergonomically figured out. So gauge-wise, it's got a good quality gauge. It also has the adjustment to calibrate it on the back, little calibration screws, so that you can take it out, boil it in water, whatever your altitude is, adjust it accordingly. We've got the weather-tight probe fittings that you could put through here so that you can run your thermometer probes or whatever you'd like in there. These are the brackets for the counterweights. And just like everything we build, it's 3/8 thick. It's no wimpy stuff. It's a number 60 log chain that you use for agricultural stuff. Like I said, the firebox is huge. We put one of our cool barn doors on it, cut out the holes in it where it says Smoking Hot Barbecue Made in the USA. Works pretty cool. Obviously, you're going to have a certain amount of air the cooker needs no matter what, so we're hoping that the Smoking Hot Barbecue Made in USA accomplishes that. Then you've also got some extra ability to open and close. Then as a worst case, you could pop the door open a little bit. We got this really cool handle. Hopefully I can hold the phone and do the handle at the same time. So you just pull up on this lever, it unlatches, and it opens. and then grab this handle and it opens. As you see, it's got one of our cool baskets in it that make everything work amazing. And then when you go to shut it again, you just lift the handle up and then let it down and it latches. So it's kind of cool. Something else we did that we think is kind of neat is the pipe we got for the firebox is a spirally wound piece of pipe. So it doesn't have a seam going the other way. It's kind of neat. Back here is our counterweight mechanisms. These here are fixed. They're on here to stay. They're not going to wobble around and swing around and scratch and bang or anything like that. They will slide up and down that shaft. They are perfectly weighted so that the door works perfect. And then we did some more agricultural stuff, put some big heavy roller bearing sprockets on some big heavy brackets we built for it. So there's one on each door, and I'll show you how those work. The other thing we did with this is kind of cool. I don't know if you can see it in this video or not. The sun is so bright out here for me, I can't tell. But we, in our paint process, Adam from Atomic Coatings did a really cool little ghosted in looking old school logo that says Bubba's Pork Palace. So we think that applies to everybody. We're all a Bubba and we all love pork. And this is a great place to cook it. So speaking of Adam and Atomic Coatings, as you can tell, this thing is not your typical cooker paint. It's not barbecue black. It's not, you know, everything else that you see sometimes on cookers. We took her all down to almost bare metal. Obviously there was a bunch of new metal, and sanded it all and made it all nice. And then Adam started laying coat after coat after coat of high temperature 1500 degree paint on it, and then come back and sanded in some spots to make it look weathered and old. And I told him I wanted it to look like a truck that had been sitting out in the field behind the barn for 50 years. And I think he did a great job killing that. So not only does it have all the different layers of paint, it also has a layer of 1500 degree clear. So the firebox is the same color as a cooker because we can live with that because it's 1500 degrees. So I'm gonna come over here. We've got some latches on the door if it does end up on some sort of a trailer or flatbed, that you can pop these loose to open the doors. And then I'm gonna try to show you here. I'm gonna grab this with 2 fingers and open that door. The door goes up and stops right there when it hits. And then it comes back up the other side, same thing, 2 fingers. We've got all these braces in here that you can see that are designed to keep the door contoured the way we want it. So they work really well. They give it a lot of support, which also added to the weight of the door, which is why we put the counterweights on. The counterweights work smooth as glass. So it doesn't come down hard, it doesn't go up hard, and it works really well. When we get inside here, you can see it's your traditional 500-gallon propane tank, tons of real estate to cook on. So we've got 3 separate expanded metal grates in here. But something we did also that you don't see most of the time is we took that last grate, if you can tell with the sun, and we extended it all the way into the nose a little bit to add basically 12 inches by about 24 inches more cooking space down there. We did the same thing at the other end. We added 10 inches by about 24 inches over the top of where the firebox comes into the cook chamber. That would be a very good hot spot to cook. Might be where you want to throw your chicken, or it's where you just want to throw a water pan to set up there and create moisture. So that would work really well. So these grates pick up and pull out. They're all made out of 1-inch square tubing, normal expanded metal that everybody puts in a cooker. The other thing that we do is we also seal the doors. You can see it here in the picture. We have used silicone. Find a good place the sun's not in. The sun's shining everywhere here, but you can see where we have used silicone to seal the doors. So we put a bead of it on there, we put saran wrap over it, and then we close the doors and we basically form that silicone, that high temperature silicone, to the space that would be there in the door. So when the doors close down, there's no need for a gasket, there's no need to worry about, you know, any leakage, because in my opinion, if you have a smoker that's properly sealed, it will draft better. So everywhere you have a leak, it takes away from your draft. So anyway, this is the cooker. We're gonna raffle this off. You guys can watch. I'm gonna put my hand on here and just literally just grab it with 2 fingers and close that door, and it doesn't slam. So it doesn't come down on you. You never have to worry about somebody's fingers coming down and getting smashed. And there you go. Latch it down, make sure nobody gets in it. Do what you gotta do. So anyway, like I said, we very seldom ever end up with a cooker that doesn't have a home. And that's what we have today due to some crazy circumstances within our shop and things I did. But either way, when I ended up with it halfway done and not having a home, I said, I'm just gonna finish it and find it a home real quick because I'd already allocated the time for it to be in line. So this is an amazing cooker. It's an amazing finish. There's some stuff that we do right there where that firebox enters the cook chamber that I didn't show you. But I can tell you that this cook chamber from left to right is probably one of the most even 500-gallon propane tank cookers you'll ever cook on. We do a really neat thing that actually causes it to keep that smoke down at grate level, keep the heat down at grate level, doesn't let it immediately come up, slowly contours it into the cook chamber, and really does a great job. Not going to show it because it's kind of something we're proud that we've designed, but it's a badass cooker. I mean, when you look down all these hinges that are all perfectly CNC cut and all perfectly lined up, and you look down and all the handles are perfectly cut and all lined up. You know, the welds are beautiful. The finish is amazing. I honestly think that this is probably one of the nicest and probably one of the best cooking 500-gallon propane tanks you're going to get. This is not something that was just cobbled together. This was well thought out, has a lot of purpose, has a lot of money in it. There's a lot of brand new steel in it. There's a lot of good parts in it. We didn't spare anything, but I think this thing should find a great home as quick as possible. We are going to sell spots, raffle spots for $50 each. So in other words, you get a $50 chance to win this cooker. That's a pretty good deal if you put 50 bucks in and got this cooker. We are going to do 240 spots. And yeah, I know people are going to say, oh my God, that's $12,000. Well, it is $12,000 because I would challenge anybody to do what we did in the manner we did it, with the quality we did it, with the paint job we did, with the steel we used, and make it amazing like this for much less. It's a work of art. It does an amazing job. It's going to cook like a beast. I think it's worth every penny. So we're going to sell those spots. We're going to do a drawing as soon as they're all sold. And I'm also going to offer, I know the hardest thing when you do a raffle is to decide, you know, how do I get it? Where do I get it from? I have a great customer of ours that owns a hot shot service just east of town here. And he said, Rob, if you need somewhere to take that, let me know. I'll haul it around the country for you and give you a good deal. So I don't know what that good deal is to your property yet, and I'm not going to price check every single place that there is. But I can tell you that I will take care of 350 miles any direction outside of Wellington, Colorado. So whatever he charges us by the mile to get it to you, I'm going to cover 350 of it. So I think that's a pretty good deal. So anywho, I'm going to post this video up, and I'm going to put all the spots on there. The way you need to do this is you'll need to send a PayPal to us. We're not going to pick spots, you know, where you do spot 1 through whatever. We are going to just do a progressive amount of people, and as you sign up, we'll go down and fill the list, and then we will do a automatic scramble with an online random site to mix everybody up 3 or 4 or 5, 6 times before we do the drawing live, and so everybody's got a fair chance. So if you want in, you're going to send a PayPal to me. Please send it friends and family if you can. It does help us out a little bit. Obviously there's a fee involved if you don't, but it's not the end of the world if you don't. I suppose if you feel more comfortable not sending it friends and family, that's fine. Don't put anything in there about, you know, anything. Just make sure that your name on the PayPal matches your name on Facebook. So when I put your name in there, it's the same name, and if it is something different on your PayPal, let me know so that I can make sure the right person is tied to the right account. So anyway, one last look at that baby. She is an amazing piece of machinery. I wish I could keep it for ourselves. The only problem is I'm ready to build us one for the barbecue restaurant that's twice this size. I'm going to build a 1,000 gallon for us. So it's just not big enough for us, believe it or not. So I need a bigger one. Otherwise, I'd keep it. So, anywho, there's your walk around. I wish somebody great luck in getting this thing, and I can't wait to see where it's going to end up around the country, and hopefully you make some amazing barbecue on it. Have a great day, guys.